Okay. The first time back in a little bit of a hiatus because we've been in a bunch of shows.
It's been a good month or so since we've done a podcast. It's been a long time
I hope
coming.
we remember how to do it.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
If we mess it up, oh well. These things are going to happen. Achha.
There is someone for everyone. We are the Jetpack Superheroes. We are here for you. On today's show, China has a bus that fails. UFC has a division that fails. NASA has a couple of people that also failed, and Carl's Jr. definitely failed. All this and more on the next Jetpack Supercast. All right, big day, huge day, always another day.
Oh, today is such an amazing day, and thanks for tuning in once again to the Jetpack Supercast.
What a great time. I think we should change this song over to the birthday song, though, don't you think?
We should, because before we get to any news stories, I want to give a shout-out to my brother from another mother, Mr. Paul Levesque, the Paulrus, our bass player. Yeah, so happy birthday, Paul, if we can get the birthday song going.
Nope, didn't write one.
Okay.
Happy birthday to... That's all I had.
Okay.
But I think somebody else wrote it.
Love Paulrus.
Not me. That's okay. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
July 9th, everyone, if you want to message Paul.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can go on the
thoughts.
Facebook page. You can go to YouTube.
Birthday
let
thoughts.
people
Send
know.
them out there, man.
Oh, so good.
Hope you're having fun today, buddy.
100%. I bet you he's just sitting down in front of his TV.
He has a new game to play.
Oh, did he get a new birthday present? Do we know what he has for birthday presents
I think he bought
yet?
himself Banjo and Kazooie. He's probably playing that all day.
Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Him and the wife rocking that thing out all day. I can see that.
All right, okay. That's cool.
He may have gone out to an Arby's far away. He loves Arby's.
He does love Arby's.
Oh,
Paul in an Arby's is like...
if we go out of state, his first thing is like, I got to hit the Arby's. I'm like, oh okay. We can.
So when we were at Portland, that happened.
Yeah.
We went to Portland. So we had a great time. So the reason we've been a little bit absent from our podcast is we definitely did miss you. But one of the things that we were missing you for was Arby's. And we just came back from the Port Fringe. The Port Fringe was awesome.
It was. That was a blast.
First of all, Stacy, if you're listening, we still love you. Always love Stacy. I ran
Stacey's
across
awesome.
traffic for her.
It is so cool to go down a block street in Portland and all of a sudden, I don't know where it's like, Jetpack Superheroes. I'm like, oh, it's Stacy. I'm like, we didn't even see her there. She always sees us first.
Stacy would be the greatest paintball player, and it's all right. So if somebody tells Stacy, please, if we all right, I know we got a lot of friends that listen up in Portland. Stacy is amazing at paintball because she will see you before you see her. Now, the only thing that makes her a formidable opponent is that ability, that awareness of her opponents and her people that she's looking for. The thing that will get her out in paintball is when she goes, Jetpack Superheroes, I love you! And she's so full of love that she can't contain her excitement. And then that makes, like, I see her energy, and then I match it, and so now I'm running across the streets before the signals are changing.
Oh, yeah, cars are coming.
Cars
like,
are
no,
whipping.
screw that. We're going to go for it.
I'm, like, jumping hoods of cars to go and get her and stuff. And she's like, I look around, and nobody else is behind me. Because all you guys like to wait at a crosswalk, and I guess
I was
that's like
playing
a
it
thing.
safe. I should have rushed over.
It's foolish.
I was so excited to see her too, though.
No, she'd be great at paintball.
She was open arms. She's giving us all hugs. I'm like, I love Stacy.
Yeah.
She's so nice.
It was great. The other thing I loved about the Port Fringe is we tried something new this year. We tried the Airbnb. We talked about the Airbnb.
Yeah.
We went there. Thank you, Jason, by the way, the guy that owned the place.
Yes, thank you very
really
much.
Cool
dude.
place. He made all of our dreams come true and more. The best part was when Davio had to go and share a room with Cooley of Cooley LLC.
Because when you see on the floor plan of the house, like, oh, it's got a 2 bedrooms, and then it has side as a futon, another bed, and couch. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll take the futon, I guess. I didn't realize it was upstairs. So you go upstairs and you see a child's painted playroom.
Oh man, it was so good. When I
much.
first showed up to the house, Paul was the first one there, and he says, "You're going to love this house." I said, "I already do." It's brilliant. It's absolutely wonderful decor. What a great kitchen. I can't wait to cook. And he goes, "No. David and Cooley's room. It is the Bert and Ernie dream we have all shared for many years now." It was the beds, one here, and next to each other. They have like that kind of fun Bert and Ernie interaction.
You had this good-sized futon. I'm like, all right, I'll take that one. And then there's this smaller bed that I went and laid on. I'm like, I actually can't fit on this thing.
Little
and I'm like,
Sesame Street, and that's perfect for Mark.
And I'm like, Cooley, try this. He's like, this bed's fine. I'm like, okay, you get that bed. I get the bed over here.
Right.
All in the upstairs. They had like a Lego set. They had like little pirate ships. They had an octopus painted.
Right.
All these Dr. Seuss quotes on the wall.
It's perfect for a markup because you could take and you could like, all right, what am I gonna do tomorrow? Oh, that's right, I have to move, and you move all the letters around the bed.
Yep.
And so it was perfect. It was perfect for Cooley because he could like make all his little markings.
You can make notes to yourself.
Yeah. Oh man, it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I was so happy. That was one of the best parts of the thing. I mean, obviously the shows were great. Shows, as always, we love Portland.
They were awesome.
I think Portland is one of the greatest places on earth. I really
It was
do.
cool again working with Self-Improvement, too.
I was going to say, we had our friends Self-Improvement.
They were a great group.
We had Jack, Kelsey, Joe, Alyssa, and we also had Gilbert Gottfried / Christopher Walken.
That's right, we did.
That was really good. And it was always just a good time. There was so many of our friends there at the bar that we actually went around the corner of the bar. We had and I never realized, I never looked at it until it looks like you fill the bar pretending to recreate the painting The Last Supper.
Oh, yeah.
We just all the way down around the bar. And then the bar gave a last call before our show.
Yeah.
We went, oh, shit, that's not good. That's an early last call. But no, we went up, we played the show. The show was fun. We had a good time. Self-Improvement. They did best the Jetpack Superheroes.
They did.
That's our fault. We left it in the hands of the judges, though. That was our fault.
Yeah.
That's why I hate leaving it in the hands of the judges.
We tried so hard, gave it our all.
No, they deserve it.
We had round girls, but they just Self-Improvement took that.
Right. You know what we didn't think of? We brought the announcer, Cooley LLC. We brought the announcer. We brought the ring cards. We brought the round girls.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't we bring the pocketed judges that voted for us instead?
We should have.
That's the one thing I did when I was.
We had to hire 3 more people. Listen, you are our personal Jetpack Super judges.
We were the American promoters. We were supposed to be the Belarusian promoters. We should have had the whole thing fixed out. We didn't do it. That's our fault. That's why we lost. We left in the hands of just. No, they were better. They were great.
Yeah,
they're super
they
funny.
were.
Go check them out. If you're in Portland, go definitely check out Self-Improvement and check out their stuff on YouTube too. They're pretty great.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna love them.
There's a lot of fun games they do.
Yes. You know what I missed? I missed one of the games we didn't play. Is Sex is Like.
I do like that game.
My heart broke a little bit when we didn't have time.
Yeah. It was like a fast forward play rewind, like a movie clip thing, which was fun to watch. They have their dating game thing going on where it's the panel of daters and then the girl chooses, and that was fun to watch. But I was like, oh, there's no Sex is Like this year.
Right.
It's a very fun like a punchline one line kind of game.
That's the game that David is very good at. David is very good at making things up.
Which I did not expect that myself. I'm just like, I'm gonna say something weird, see the response I get, and they gotta laugh, and I'm like, oh, that worked. I'll just keep saying weird things.
Well, you're good at those games. You know what you're bad at, though, I will say. So while we were in the house for the Port Fringe, we played a game called Scrawl, which is kind of like a win, lose, or draw sort of deal, where you just tell the person what to draw, and the person to your left has to draw.
It's a description card. It's not quite. It sounds almost like charade, but it's not charade. It's like drawing out charades.
That's what win,
if you
lose,
read
or draw is.
If you read a short description, you got to draw that on a picture. The next person has to write down what they see, and you go on so forth.
It goes around. It's almost like telephone, but with drawing and writing.
Exactly, yeah, a telephone kind of game.
And so,
and when
David
John sits
really
next
flustered.
to me, and his wife sits next to John, I get one card that has a description that's so confusing. I'm like, how do I even draw this in 30 seconds? So I'm sitting there, have a picture. I'm like, this isn't gonna work. And it was like decision on Paul's TV watching, and I'm like, how do I draw this? And I'm sitting there for 10 minutes. I'm looking so stressed out. I'm like,
I started purposely getting a little abstract to mess with David because I could see him getting flustered.
And after I finally passed that one to Paul, he's like, why are there words? I'm like, because I can't draw this picture, John. I can't draw what this says. How do you draw this? So I passed it on to Paul. So I made up. He's like, what's this picture? I'm like, figure it out. And then I get 5 more from John, back to back to back. I'm like, okay, I got to draw this one. I got to write this one down. And I'm like, why do I have a stack of 8 cards
At
now?
one point, I just started taking all the extra game pieces out of the box and just drawing something really fast and sliding it to David and writing something, sliding it to David.
I didn't even catch on to this, and Ray's laughing. I'm like, okay, something's funny. It's a fun game, so whatever. And I'm like 8 cards deep in this thing, and I'm looking at it, and instead of getting forward phrases like cat walks into car or something like that, like some small, I get this essay of a description from John, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's like descriptive hair and eyebrows and facial expression along with what's going on in the photo. I'm like, why am I getting paragraphs of descriptions?
Oh man, I had built up so much extra time by passing him 5 boards already that I had time to write them.
And then I passed one to Paul. He gets 2. He's like, why do I have 2? Why do I have a stack? I'm like, I have 8 next to me. And I'm like, wait, John, what are you doing? And
I might have wrecked the game.
And I'm like, John, what are you doing? He's like, I've been passing them to David. They're not even in the game. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And me and Paul are like, okay, let's stop doing it that way. No one has fun that way. I'm getting confused. What's going on?
That's the thing is, you had that very incorrect description. I had fun that game.
Nobody else.
You guys didn't because you were all stressing out.
When I realized what happened, I'm like, oh, funny. But at that point, I was so not amused. I'm just like, I just spent 10 minutes on one card trying to figure out how to draw this thing in 30 seconds.
And that leads us to our next story. David finally plays what is the name of the Jason
Friday
X
the
video
13th
game?
game.
Friday the 13th.
It's that online game everyone's playing, and everyone's saying that it's kind of hard to get into because you're online playing. One person plays the actual Jason Voorhees, the rest of them play camp counselors and campers.
It's like video game tag.
Yeah, and so when you're in the game, chances are you're a camper running from Jason or trying to find ways to like get rid of Jason. And Paul tells me, he's like, dude, I guarantee I'm gonna get you in this right now because I'm a huge Jason fan myself. And he's like, I'm going to get you in this. I guarantee you will not play as Jason. And the loading time counts down. 3, 2, 1. Bam, loading a little more. All of a sudden, bam, screen comes on. I'm Jason. Paul is losing his face. He's like, oh my God, you're Jason. Go kill some campers. Kill some campers.
Everybody was so excited for the excitement in the room was so high that everybody was
I'm just
so
watching
pumped for
Paul
David
for 30
to play.
seconds. He's over here like, oh my God, you are Jason Voorhees. Like, he's losing his mind. And
David starts playing. He goes around.
I'm trying to figure the buttons out, and on the screen it's like, hit R2. Hit R2 to throw something. I go to hit it, and someone's like, hit R2. I'm like, I'm already hitting R2.
Every single kid, and we had a lot. Like I said, we had a lot of people. We wrapped around that.
We had a room
bar.
of like 7 people. They're all yelling
and
directions.
Everybody
at me.
yells a different thing. So we thought that was funny. I took the opportunity to yell some ridiculous
and
stuff
like,
over to David.
if you press this button, you can like you can float forward, like you can run fast. You can teleport. I'm like, okay, I teleport some more. I'm like, I can't teleport anymore.
Right.
I'm done. Well, chase that guy. He doesn't run. He just walks kind of fast. Not really.
At one point, David gets hit by a guy with a bat, and then he's the killer, but he goes down.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be this supernatural being,
and then
like,
after all this confusion, me trying to figure out controls, everyone yelling directions at me as I'm doing them, I fall down and die. Paul's like, "You just messed up as Jason." I'm like, "I couldn't figure the controls out." And it's just me and Paul having these huge arguments.
The problem is you had a million people telling you what to do.
As I'm doing them.
You didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
You listened to a lot of
Paul
other people.
saying,
That
I'm
was
like, I'm already doing that. And then John's like, well, if you get in that car, he's a NASCAR. I'm like, Jason isn't a NASCAR driver, John. I was like, well, if you hit this button, I'm already hitting that button.
Get in the car and drive it in.
And it was like everything I was doing, they're already yelling at me to do it. I'm like, I cannot get this game right now.
Awesome.
And then I died as Jason. I'm like, well, this game sucks. I'd bring it back. And Paul's like, you were playing the right way. I'm like, it's just me and Paul having an argument, which happens in every game we play.
Right.
It's me and Paul have a fight.
That's what I think makes it more fun. All right, so I'm going to give my review of the video game. It was kind of boring. Like, they just walk really slow. Nobody ever does anything. There's nothing really, like, happening. But the excitement of the room, watching people yell at David, which is my favorite American pastime, but watching people, like, just be ridiculous towards the one person with a controller who has prompts on the screen.
Yeah, it tells you what button to hit.
I'm pretty sure the game just told him what to do. Let's just watch.
It's like hit R2. You can use like this harpoon to like knock a wall down. And as I'm swinging, you gotta swing harder. I'm like, I can't. There's one swing option.
Actually swinging, right?
Yeah, it's like, well, chase that guy. I'm like, he doesn't even run in the movies. He just stalks, and the guy somehow falls for 10 minutes, and Jason gets the guy. I'm like, I'm trying to button mash. Everyone's yelling directions at me. Finally, I just get hit once, fall down, and die. And Paul's like, you just messed up as Jason. I'm like, I couldn't figure it out.
No, it was a good time.
It was just ridiculous. It was a fun game. I wish I had done it again as Jason, but then next time it was like, oh, you're that like weenie camp counselor guy. I'm like, well, there goes the game.
Yeah, that was fun. It was
all the complaints I saw on Facebook, I now understand. Everyone's like, well, you really can't get in the game. You can't play as Jason every time. My first try, I am Jason, and I messed that up. But
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't even matter.
It's whatever.
Could have been worse. You could have gone skateboarding with Ray. I went skateboarding.
I took a nap instead.
This is the one thing I found, because everybody likes when I complain. There's the one thing I could complain about in Portland. There is a lot of pine cones on the sidewalk, to the point where I was weaving in between pine cones on the skateboard, because the skateboard, if you hit a pine cone, you go flying. But my wife was trying to... Now, I love my wife. She's very good to me. She was kicking pine cones out of the way of the sidewalk while I was skating through South Portland.
Nice. Well,
and the problem is, one of them she kicked, it bounced off like one of the little side poles, like a telephone pole. It came right back, shot right under my skateboard. I went flying off the board. I turned around to go pick up the board. There's like a dude walking behind me laughing so hard that he's stopped moving forward now. He couldn't even talk. So I pick up the board, look both ways. I'm just going to cross the street here. We're going to get going. That's very nice of you, sir, to almost die on my behalf, as I almost died. That's very nice of you. Like, he must have thought he was watching an episode of Ridiculousness or something. Like, he was belly laughing on the side of the street because my wife tried to kill me. But it wasn't her fault. She's trying to clear this. That's a good, you got the right girl. If she's clearing the sidewalk for your skateboard.
Good for her. That's awesome she did that.
Right.
That's a very nice thing she did.
I like her support. That's why we love her. That's why I married her.
Yeah.
I married her for other reasons besides kicking pine cones out of the way of a skateboard. Yeah. But that's one of the reasons.
I love how you kick pine cones.
Why I married her.
You kick pine cones with me forever.
Right. You're my favorite.
Till death do us part.
Till death do us part. Which is fast if it hits the damn telephone pole and there's a truck coming, because then I'm screwed. I'm gonna write down.
That's
like
how
a
John
bag
and Rachel
of,
met.
bag of
He
bricks.
started kicking pine. Yeah, girl, kick that pine cone.
Did
she was
she
like,
just kick that
"What?"
stuff off the walkway? I love her.
I could skateboard on that.
I could do
Yo,
that.
girl, how you doing? She was like kicking pine cones.
Just doing it. Just
It
doing
was it was meant to be.
Same. No other way. No other way. No, but then we went. So we had that was great. We went to Port Fringe. We had great shows again. Thanks to everybody that had their involvement. Thanks for watching. If you came up to watch us in Port Fringe, we will be trying to get some of that footage out soon.
Yes.
The problem we didn't put up footage from it is because we came home and then immediately went back to Dover, New Hampshire for the first ever Seacoast Fringe. Great time over at Seacoast Fringe. I love Dover. I didn't bring a skateboard though.
Nah, I mean,
I wish I had a bike.
we honestly couldn't fit that because me and Paul packed in his Jeep and it was full like Rockstar's roll,
Right.
just full of all stuff,
the problem.
all the props we have, everything else.
The problem is when we all stayed in the same room. For cost effectiveness, we all stayed in one hotel room.
When you have two people in two beds and their stuff, it's fine. When
Yeah,
you
it's
have
kinda tough.
three guys in two beds and all the equipment in a very small hallway and tiny bathroom, it gets crammed.
I thought it was funny. There was ladies there worried about a fire alarm, and they're like, "If there's a fire, we're not gonna know to get out of our room." Lady, if there's a fire, I got 3 inflatable mattresses in front of my door and a kid who sleeps through everything just laying there. I'm going to have to tip Paul out of my way, throw him into the fire so I can slow it down. Maybe it'll leave
It was
him
the
instead of
only
me.
spot that would fit him with a queen and a twin air mattress. Like he was on a raft all weekend.
So tough.
But it was the fact that he was right in front of the door. So if you want to go anywhere at night, you're just like, I'm gonna get breakfast in the morning. Oh, Paul's still sleeping. I'll wait till he wakes up.
Right.
I'm like, hey Paul, you want to get some breakfast? He's like, oh, well, I'm going back to bed. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna lift your head up for a second and get out of the room because you're right at the door, blocking the whole thing.
It was ridiculous.
We had no other option though.
It was ridiculous.
Between beds he wouldn't fit. On the side of the bed he wouldn't fit. In front of the door,
we
in
put
that
a
one
we had to
rectangle
put
space.
it was so the door is so blocked so bad that we had to put a do not disturb sign in. And of course that means you have all the problems that come with putting a do not disturb sign in for 4 days.
I did like how we eventually ended up getting John's hockey tape taped up because it kept falling.
I had to tape the do not disturb
Yeah.
thing. That's how much it was up. It was up like all day and night.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, you guys, the reason you're running out of toilet paper is because you put the DNR on the door." I was like, "Do not resuscitate was on the door." Shit. No, resuscitate. I'm very young still. This is stupid. But then she's like, "Oh, you guys would have gotten toilet paper if you let them clean your room." It's like, I understand that. They wouldn't have had anything to clean because our room is covered in a bunch of shit, lady. Like, what are we going to do? Like, it's not. And that's when I realized you don't tell somebody that your room is covered in shit when you're asking for toilet paper because they hate that.
Can I get
And
a
they
roll
get
of
nervous?
TP? The whole room's covered in shit. Like it's how many rolls do you need?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Could have been my worst choice of
We
of
just,
words.
if you got to use the bathroom, just go wherever we want.
Right. But we had fun. We had, again, thank you, Cara Chameleon Club. Thank you to Flight Coffee.
Brick House.
Thanks for Brick House. Thanks for Strand Ballroom.
Strand
huge.
Ballroom
That
was an
awesome.
awesome venue.
And I want to take a second to just thank everybody that watched the shows. You mean a lot to us. All of the artists that came to watch our shows, 100% appreciate
yeah,
you.
and Jamie and Amy for running the whole Strand
Thank you,
Ballroom
Jamie
thing.
and
That they did an awesome job with the
Right.
lighting, everything.
And I'd like to one more time bring up the fact that I saw Stacy.
Yeah,
She came.
She was at Cara Chameleon Club upstairs. I'm like, hey,
loved it.
Stacy's here.
I loved. Well, I saw her when I was passing out the flyers.
Oh,
I walked in
didn't
and
see
saw her. I was
okay,
like,
I didn't see her doing that.
I'm running. Ah! And, like, ran across the thing. But no, it was great to see her again as well.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was awesome.
I love that Fringe community helps each other out. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Definitely go check out a Fringe festival. You will see stuff that you will not see anywhere else. It's 100% a guarantee. You will not see this stuff anywhere else. It's so cool. And check it out. I think you'll like it.
I did
think you'll
like
have
how
fun.
every street, every block was like all those little mom and pop type shops. It wasn't like a big chain restaurant. It was like,
well, that was
a little,
Dover. That wasn't the Fringe.
No, I know. I'm
Okay.
saying now in Dover, it was just we were at the Days Inn, and every off-road thing, like, oh, there's a little bagel shop there, a little cafe over there,
Right.
little diner place over there,
But
all these
that's
little
'cause-
diners and restaurants.
That's because Carl's Jr. can't move in.
He can't move.
Carl's Jr. is not moving in because he's getting sued. So, should be fined. They're getting fined $1.45 million
Jesus.
for not paying minimum wage.
Oh yeah. You
First of all,
yeah,
you got to pay minimum wage.
You got
Duh.
Yeah.
So I might even say I'm not going to eat Carl's Jr. You know why? Because they're not in our area. Because Massachusetts,
They're very far away.
Massachusetts minimum wage is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So the state minimum wage is $10. I think the national minimum wage is 7 something.
Oh.
That's a difference, and companies look at that when they come to move into Massachusetts. people go, hey, that cost of living stuff doesn't really work over here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit higher to live in Massachusetts. But I can't believe, can you imagine $1.45 million is your fine? Now that sounds like, wow, what an unreasonable number. How much did they save by paying people less than minimum wage? And what about your scumbags?
Seriously.
That's not right.
Yeah.
I mean, to relate it back to what we did, we had shows up in out of state, and everybody that worked with us was getting something. Like, we made sure that people were getting compensated for their time.
Yeah.
I mean,
we absolutely did.
That's just how you do things right.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
if they help you out, you're like, hey,
if it was something like not charging them for staying in the house, or
buying them dinner or
buying
lunch.
dinners and
we're all
lunches
going
and
out to
things.
eat. I got yours. Right. He's got yours. You're all covered.
Absolutely. Like, that's how it should be. You should be taking care of your people. It worked out to be more than minimum wage. Thank God.
Yeah.
But like, that's the kind of thing. You should take care of your people. And I don't know, Carl's Jr. forgot that stuff. So shame on them. It's just
they got to find that much. Like, dude, raise it to minimum wage, man. You can't have it lower than that. That's not how you treat your workers.
And then on the other side is you definitely don't want to have children slaves on Mars.
You really don't. It's the weirdest place for child slaves. Actually, there shouldn't even be child slaves at all.
No, and definitely not on Mars.
No, space is a fun, weird environment. I think. I don't even know. Of all the videos and footage I've seen, I'm like, that looks like a cool place to visit, but you don't go there.
I don't think you go to space.
Astronauts venture out.
Are you thinking about Star Wars? You know that wasn't a travel documentary,
I'm not
right?
sure where I'm going with this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so I was just going to let you just go with it.
It's a fun place to go, that space on Mars.
Is a fun place to go, huh?
Want to hang out on Mars next week?
You ever been?
Want to hang out on Mars?
Upper stratosphere?
But the fact that they actually had a rumor, they had to officially confirm that they had to officially deny. NASA had to deny that they had child slaves on Mars.
Yeah, that's
who accused them of that?
That's, you know what? The fact that they got defunded. But people think that they have child slaves. So if you take away their funding, isn't that just going to promote more child slavery on Mars?
It's just so weird that it's like, oh, you must have child slaves on Mars?
I can't imagine the people. You know, and here's I think what's happened. So the flat Earth people.
Yeah.
The flat Earth people, they come out and they do their thing and they say, hey, we're right. And people go, well, you got to respect their opinion. All right, fine. You don't have to, but there's a difference between opinion and stupid.
Yeah.
There's a very big difference between if it's just something completely wrong or an opinion. You can say the Bruins are the best team.
Yeah.
And I would agree with you. That doesn't make you right. That's an opinionated thing. The Earth's shape. We've got it. It's not flat. It's not flat. That's not a shape.
Oh, but it must be flat.
No, it's not.
It's a box.
It's just not. It's just can't. It's not gonna work. Not gonna work that way. This is not how things go. It's like, what a weird thing. What a crazy thing for people to believe. That we've decided to say, like, oh no, it's okay.
Yeah.
So then you have other offshoots of crazy and people using that same idea of, you can let them think that. Like, oh, okay, that sounds fair.
Yeah, it can't be round.
Did you
just
say
keep
that
walking.
NASA has child slaves
flat.
on Mars? Well, they're entitled to their opinion.
Which is ridiculous.
Is there?
That's a ridiculous opinion for them to have.
You're entitled to your opinion if they have child slaves on Mars. Just let them think that, people. And then too many people said, let them think that, and people viewed that as, oh, that must mean I'm right if they let me think it. Yeah. Now I am empowered to believe this thing. Let me find out what other crazy shit I can spew out of my mouth without it and say it.
You have child slaves on Mars. Wait, what?
And that's where it gets to the point where NASA has to come out and say, we really going to say this? Okay. Thank you all for coming today.
I do like how it was officially denies.
Thank you all for coming today. I'd like to thank
who
the
possibly
press.
would have accused them of doing this?
I'd like to thank all the people that come out. Yeah, I just want to read this official statement, and then I'll take all questions at the end. We don't have child slaves on Mars. Any questions?
Like, are you sure?
Any questions? They're like, could you tell us about the time that you had the Mars rover there? Who built it? That would have been the child slaves. Oh! I mean, it was by itself. It robotized itself. Next question, please. Like, how could that press conference even go? I wish I was there.
As soon as I read that, I'm like, who the hell accused NASA of having child slaves? On Mars, of all places.
Wouldn't it have been... Now, here's the other thing. Wouldn't it have been like a private entity besides NASA? How is it NASA? It was probably not maybe it was SpaceX. This is stupid. This is one of those things where we just give people a chance to think. It's not SpaceX. That's dumb. Please don't think that. But that's one of those weird things. Like, you let people get away with thinking one wrong thing, and then it just snowballs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you got NASA setting up a press conference to tell people that they don't have child slaves on Mars.
We officially do not have child slaves on Mars.
Right. Our bad. And then you get the...
Good to know, NASA.
Speaking of child slaves...
Hey, props to you not having child slaves on Mars.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Well, speaking of child slaves...
Okay.
China...
Yeah.
Where they have the child slavery.
Right.
China has officially said that their straddle bus is a failure.
Oh, no. The straddle... The what?
It's a straddle bus, David.
Huh.
It's a bus
Yeah.
that it goes 2 lanes wide. It raises itself up. It's like a double-decker bus, but
Okay.
the wheels are just on one side. And you could drive your car underneath it.
I'm not sure I trust that.
Here's the... Right, I was going to say,
Not
here's
sure
the problem.
I trust that. If you
Have
have a tunneling bus and a car's in between that and they
Yep.
happen to turn a little left or a little right because
Yep.
cars are on the highway and stuff.
Right.
Like that I wouldn't feel safe.
They said the anxiety of the drivers that were driving underneath it was so high that they would cause accidents.
Now, is it 2 buses that combine in this arch, or is it one guy driving
It's
it?
a double-laned bus, a super huge platform,
Okay.
and then the sides come down. It's got the wheels on it,
All right.
and you could drive cars underneath, like if you were driving onto a ferry. It's like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like a big wide ferry, and so it can take the people on the top and then go and stop. But if you're a car stuck underneath this huge-ass bus, and you're going, I got to get into the next lane, this jerk that's above me isn't letting me out. I guess I'm going to Tokyo. Never mind. I'm just going to drive all the way
Start
back.
honking your horn. Get in the other 2
I'm
lanes, you
drive to
damn
a new
straddle
state.
bus.
Excuse me. I'm going to drive to a new country. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of this. China's got buses like this. I don't even want to be here no more. This is stupid. Like, what a ridiculous thing. What an absolute ridiculous thing. They should have thought about, I wonder if we could build an infrastructure that would be like a monorail that would ride above street. Good idea. That's a good idea. I wonder if I should have a bus that moves around. Can you imagine that? How do you merge with a bus that is above you? All right, listen, we're going to have the cars.
They must have like special blinkers or something. Like they just give them hitting the horn like, I'm going that way.
You've got a bus under here,
I'm
right?
going
You got a bus,
left.
and then you have a car underneath it, and you got to go, all right, look, we're going to switch lanes. Oh, cock. All right. The bus is signaling that it's turning right. I'm under the bus. I've got to turn right, too. Hey, car next to me that's also under the bus. Turn right. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Never mind. The bus is already gone because he's not even able to see us because we're underneath him. How did anybody let that happen? Again, we let stupid people have that opinion. We called it, they're entitled to their thoughts. And then somebody funded it. Shame on the funders.
You know, it's so dead set on this idea. Like, we had to pull this thing off and give this new transportation a try. Then they go forth with it, and then
they wanted to have them in
these
India.
weird things happen.
They wanted to do it in India. The president of India, the ruler of India, said, "Hey, here's what I want to do. I want to put this bus idea in motion. What a great idea." The problem is, he now doesn't want it, so he's pulled his funding.
Yeah.
Can you imagine seeing such a stupid idea and then realizing it's a stupid idea and then pulling your funding? What a great idea!
This doesn't look quite right, but I'm gonna let you go forth with it. He has some money.
I know this is the wrong play, but we're going to do it anyways because we said so.
Then afterwards, well, at least we tried and wasted a lot of freaking money.
Right. I feel like that's like America right now. We won't get into it.
Let's try not to.
You mean you can't just send your daughter to represent you as a president? That's crap. I'm not. We're not getting political. F that political shit.
No.
No. So the only political stuff we will talk about real fast is the UFC.
Okay.
The UFC is going to sell Mighty Mouse's division and Mighty Mouse's contract. They're looking at just, that's an asset we can just release. Bam, we're going to sell it.
That's all those 150, all the bantamweight guys, is it?
125.
125. Oh, wow. Okay.
125, right. He's light.
Wow.
He's a very light man. Oh, 135.
135. Okay.
Very light man. But they're going to fight. It's going to be very tough. Because you got a bunch of people, they're all angry, and you're selling their division, and they're mad because nobody's watching their fights, but they're good. They're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
pound for pound, Mighty Mouse, if he was huge, he would be like the biggest draw ever. But
he's not huge.
He's not a giant man. He did not win the genetic lottery, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he did in the sense of the fact that his reflex time is like super amazing, and the fact that he's a
you're
nice
small,
guy,
but you jazz, you know your moves, you know how to fight.
the fact that he's a hard worker and does everything he's supposed to do, and he can change his plan and like on a turn on a dime.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he's like one of the best fighters we've ever seen in our lives is
Exactly.
But he didn't win the genetic lottery of size.
No.
Every other lottery he won.
Not a large man, but the rest he got.
He's like when you create a character in a video game and you put all of the money into stats, and then you're like, shit, I got like a 5'5" running back in Madden here. Whoops. That's not good.
In any wrestling game I ever made, I always, whatever guy I created, I'd make him as big, tallest guy you can make. That's but then you realize that when every other wrestler isn't naturally that size, and you put like your created guy against a guy in the game, I'm looking and I'm like, this looks so unnatural. Like he's 3 times the size of the whole ring. Any move you do, it doesn't look right. Like he's holding the guy, but it's like his whole body is like the little head. I'm like, this does look stupid now.
Right.
And you gotta down all the stats. Like, okay, now he's too big.
See, I always had the stats all the way up. I just put him like my regular size, and be like, man, Crocodile Cyborg is unbeatable. He's so good.
He was too.
I would make him in my own image.
Me and Paul tried to fight this guy John created in the game, and he actually was really hard to beat. I don't think we actually ended up beating him.
Nah,
because he was truly just a cyborg, and I'm like, what have you done, man? You created this guy in the game that we cannot beat.
Well, basically what I did is I put all of the stats I figure I would have. What level? I was honest with him. Grappling, I'm going to win. I put myself up to 99. I'm fantastic at that. Punching, I put those pretty good. I've got a good hand. I've got great hands. I've got good feet. And so I put those up. And then, like, chain wrestling, I put that down. I don't know about chain wrestling. I'm just one and done.
If I create a guy, it was like, I'm going to make Andre the Giant size. And he's, every wrestler is like a kindergartner size now. This isn't a good fight. It looks weird now. It's like a ginormous, Jolly Green Giant versus, like, the little guy.
Right.
The Mighty Mouse.
Little Mighty Mouse. Demetrius Johnson.
David versus Goliath.
Shout out to Demetrius Johnson for being on Twitch, too, by the way. Which we're going to get back on Twitch. We're going to start doing that kind of stuff, too, again. We've missed you. And, again, I thank everybody for being patient with us because it's very time strenuous to have lives and to take care of wives and relationships. And then also write shows for one Fringe festival and then write
the show
new
writing,
shows.
The Twitch thing. We have a lot going on. We're trying very hard to get back into it now.
We're working on our TV show.
Yeah.
We're working on our podcast. We're trying to get on Twitch.
Yeah.
These Fringe festivals, they mean a lot to us. People are coming to see us in person. We don't want to let them down. And a funny thing, I will say this before we go. We went to the opening party. We were featured in the opening party. Thank you again, by the way, Fringe Seacoast, for doing that for us.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We were talking to somebody at that opening party, and he had gone to the Port Fringe as well. And I said, so, like, did you write your new show too? And he goes, no, who the hell has time for that? And I said, that was an option? We thought we had to write a whole new thing. Like, that's what. So we wrote a whole new show.
Yeah.
And we wrote 2 different versions of it because we played an hour show and we played a 30-minute version.
New games, new little tricks
everything brand new. I was making up games midweek.
Yeah.
This last week at the Fringe Seacoast, I was coming up with new games and new songs and stuff because I wanted to have something different in case somebody came back to see us again.
Yeah.
And like and thank God I did. Ron came that second time. Like we get to talk to these different people and meet them, and people come back the second time to see us. Thank goodness we changed it. I think that's important. That's how you show that you respect your audience. And that's something I know we goof around.
It's different. It gives them something to look forward to.
Right.
Instead of, it's just this game again. Okay.
Our stage presence, we goof around with each other, but there's always that respect and that gratitude for anybody that listens, anybody that watches. And 100% thank you. Just thanks to people watching. Thanks to people listening. Same thing with this podcast. Thanks. Thank you. 100%.
Yeah, the ones who tell us, like, I heard your podcast this week. I'm like, you have to listen to that? And I'm like, thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm like, every week we have it on the car on the radio. I'm like, seriously?
And I think it's funny because we do this out of passion. We do this because we like to do this. We do this for fun.
Yeah.
And we do this for you, and we also respect the fact that you like it too. We love that. And it's just this big symbiotic thing where we just try to make something great. And I make it with the intention of we're going to have a bunch of fun. We're going to have a ton of fun.
Oh, yeah.
But we get a lot of stuff we're working on, a lot of great things coming up with you in mind. With you in mind. We're going to have fun making it. You're going to have fun watching it. And I think that's going to be great. But we got our TV show coming up. We'll talk about that a little bit.
We have all kinds of It's always a full
huge
plate for
thanks.
us.
Huge
We're working towards them.
Can't wait. But no, thank you so much. But I just want to let people know, like, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening.
Yes.
And big wet smooches. Appreciate you. Thank you again.
See you next time.
And I say I love you every day. My words will wash over you just like waves. We'll have a dog and a cat, 40 goats and 1 snake. These things will happen when we buy a home. It'll have a wood stove. We'll sit in front and we'll warm our toes. If it has 2 floors, I put in a fireman's pole, oh yeah. These things will happen. I love that you're beautiful. I quake at the knee. I love that you're okay. I stocked the basement with guns in case of zombies. And you know me so well. I say fine dining. What I mean is we're going to Wendy's. And we both buy vegetables at the grocery store, 'cause I only eat meat. We'll have a bundle of joy in a short amount of time. You can pick the name of the girl, but the boy's name will be Optimus Prime. We don't need a babysitter, we just need a big canine or my mom. These things will happen when a canine dies, so the kids that learned to fly and flew away. That should work for my mom too. And I can't believe in the tooth fairy until they go to college, because I'm getting trained in stealth by the CIA. I won't mind if you don't shave your legs and they get rough. I won't pretend in the middle of the night to hear monsters and stuff. I'll cut back on gambling and I will eat healthy vegetables, oh yeah. These things won't happen. You can't change me. And on your 80th birthday you want people to dance, I will hire them and they will bring their hoes. And we'll be together for eternity, until you're gray and old. Until you get Alzheimer's and you don't remember I said this. I love that you stay with this old fool. We never have a tub, 'cause we'll get a swimming pool. Won't have to fake my death to get away from you, oh no. These things will happen. These things will happen. These things will happen.